Look, this for all my bosses. Go do your boss thing. Loving how you boss babe. This for all my dreamers and my doers and all the entrepreneurs. Just believing what you doing and pursuing them. This for all my bosses. Go do your boss thing.
What's up, Boss fam? It's your boy DJtheBoss, and I am back for another Tuesday Live. One of the most valuable things I do on this channel, man, where you guys get to kick it with me in real time. We get to answer whatever questions you have that's going on in your cleaning business. If you're having any trouble, want to know anything in particular, anything that you've seen I have experience with that you're looking for answers for, I'm here to help you. So the way I do it is first come, first serve. You put those questions in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to talk about, what you want to hear what you want to hear from me. Ask your question, whatever's really bothering you. Yeah, get it in the comments. Or if you just want to say what up, man, say what up in the comments. I'm in the chat. You guys see me in the chat. I go through the chat the entire stream, and I can't wait to talk to you guys. I can't wait to hear from you guys, see what's going on. I usually give a little spiel in the beginning. I'm not going to do too much of that today. I really just wanted to kick it with you guys. I really just want to chat with you guys and see what's going on in other people's businesses, which is crazy because one of my business principles is mind your own business. But as a coach now, I've learned to love being in other people's business. So I've made actually quite a thing of it. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. So I will do a little bit of a spiel because I wanted to double back on a video that I just put out on my channel, the regular video, not a live stream. But in that video, I think I labeled it on the thumbnail was labeled like sales secret or something like that. It really is that. It's not even like that's clickbait, but it's also not clickbait at the same time, because it really is that. The secret to sales is your conviction in what you're selling. I don't know. I can't think of something where it doesn't work. Like, if someone believes what they are saying to you, you are inclined to believe them. Like, if you can tell when someone believes something, and you can tell when someone's bullshitting, when they're just peddling something that, because they just want money, or it's their job, or they're just trying to make a quick buck. Even if they're right about something that they're offering you, you still usually say no, or you're off put, because no one likes being sold. For some reason, we just have this, this adverse feeling to being sold or being convinced of something. That's why in that video I stressed on, don't try to convince people. You're not trying to convince people. You're just trying to tell them, give them advice, guide them in the right place. And if your company is a match, if your company does solve a problem for them, then you can have conviction in the way that you speak about it. And that alone will take your sales from here to here. I absolutely promise you. Once I saw the video that I highlighted in the video that I uploaded, I shared a news story about the guy, the worker who died and caused a lot of there was a lot of injuries to the other people inside of this Buffalo Wild Wings, because they blamed it on the Super 8, and that's not what happened. Just mopping with Super 8 doesn't kill people or doesn't make people sick. It was because Super 8 is very acidic, and before they mopped with the Super 8, they didn't know that someone else, another employee on the previous shift, had just mopped the floor with bleach, and so they went back behind them and mopped with something very acidic, creating that methane gas that causes people to get really sick, and it can even be deadly, as we saw that one person lost their life. God rest his soul. But once I saw that, I was like, man, this is actually really important. And you start to dive into the research of why this is important for businesses and why this is important for people to have in their facilities. If you have any type of heart, you're going to care about it. And if you care about it, you're going to have more conviction when you speak, especially if you're doing business in cities where you have your own family, your own children are going to these schools and these daycare facilities. You want to go and service those places because you actually care, you actually give a shit, and you're going to create processes and procedures that are going to actually clean this facility or actually disinfect these high-touch objects or whatever it is to keep these places safe, because it's something that's actually needed. This is something that's actually needed. We shut the entire world down because we needed to clean it. Like I talked about that with Mario Kelly on our interview from CBN conference, which I'll upload hopefully in the next few days or so. But yeah, have conviction. I wanted to double down on that. Have conviction about what you're selling, because this is needed. And it's not always just about health. There's actual business results that come from commercial cleaning as well. And that should also give you conviction. If you do your research, you will know that you can make a major difference in someone's business by keeping their facility clean. You can actually affect the rate of which employees are sick or take sick time. That saves businesses money. It increases productivity. It boosts employee morale. Like those things actually matter in business, and you can actually, if you spent some time and maybe even offer to have one of your clients be a case study. Hey, how many sick days your employees take last year? Can we actually monitor that this year so we can do a case study for for our service? And that's something that you can use to continuously sell for the rest of your business. We do it all the time. If you actually can affect business results, you can lean on that. It actually works. You actually do affect business results, and that above all is what most business owners want for their businesses. They only want to get things that are actually going to make their business better, increase their revenue, make them more productive, make them more efficient. And your business offers that to them. So when you speak about it, when you go to sell cleaning, you need to have that conviction. You need to believe what you're selling, not just because you want to make money, or not just because you want to build a big business, and not just because you care about doing a good job. It's for them. It's always what's in it for them, the other person. What are they getting out of it? That's where you lean. That's where you need to focus on. Also, that's my spiel about that. I'm not gonna go into that anymore. But I did also want to touch on one other thing, topic, or idea, whatever you want to call it. And it's a story I just put on my Instagram. I don't know if I'm pointing to it rightly with the green screen thing. But yeah, right here, my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. But I just posted on my story, or a post of what it looks like to actually be running a commercial cleaning business. It's not sexy. It's not, it's not glamorous. It's nothing fun to watch, which is why those videos on my channel still have like 100 views. Only a few people actually care to watch what it looks like, because it's the actual work. But it's the most important stuff. It's the most important stuff. Checking in with employee. The video is of me in 2019. Just checking in with an employee, seeing if they can work on a specific day, and if they understood what the tasks were, and if they were able to see the difference between the tasks on that day versus a different day on the application that we have. And yeah, that was a video. That's what it looks like. It's those type of tasks that you're doing as a business owner, as a manager at that level, when you just have employees. That's what it looks like. It's not pretty. It's not sexy. But that's what you should be looking for. It's that type of stuff. What are these people doing in the day to day that I can emulate in my business? That what does it actually look like? And it looks like long days. It's work. It's work. Long days, managing employees, fixing schedules, finding supplies, cutting down costs, managing budgets, managing personalities, matching people up with, matching teams up and teammates. That's what it is. It's nothing glamorous. It's nothing sexy. You have to fall in love with the hard work, the non-glamorous side, the unsexy side. And also, the video's in Spanish. I'm speaking Spanish. My employees speaking Spanish, because guess what? The majority of people in this industry are Hispanic. They speak Spanish. Go figure. Go figure. So if you're having trouble finding employees, guess what? There's probably a huge market of employees that you haven't even considered because of the perceived language barrier, which there shouldn't be. Do you want it bad enough to go and learn a different language? Which it's Spanish. It's not like it's an extremely hard language. It's a neighboring country, Mexico, right across the border. I'm sure wherever you are, there's probably plenty of people who speak Spanish. And those are the people who want to do that type of work. Those are people who, in my experience, who I've learned want to actually do that type of work. So I thought it was worth it for me to learn Spanish, and that was the reason why I did it. But yeah, the video is in Spanish. So learn some Spanish. We're talking about specifically cleaning as a job, so it's not like you need to go and learn the entire language and be a grammatical expert in Spanish. But go learn some stuff. It could be really helpful, and it can open up your employee and client market more than you think, because those are the people who actually want to do the work. But what's going on in your guys' business, man? Ask those questions. Get in the comments. Who's in the chat? I'm gonna tap into the chat real quick. Okay, yes, we do have some activity in the chat. My bad, I have not been looking at the chat, but I see all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. But yeah, some stuff that's going on in my life. This week, my sons, the team that I coach, my son's basketball team for Everett, part of their AAU feeder program, we are competing in the Washington State basketball tournament this weekend. So wish us luck. I'm super proud of my boys. If you guys, some of you might have actually went over to the E31 page and have been looking at those games and following that journey. It's been really, really rewarding. Coaching my son and his friends and all those boys. I've fallen in love with them over the season. It's been really cool. And yeah, we're traveling over to the other side of the state, 4-hour trip to go and compete in the state championship tournament. So I'm really excited for that. It's been taking up the majority of my free time lately, but I love being able to do that. But yeah, I'm super pumped for that. That's the type of things I'm excited for, man. It's spending time with my family. I get to coach my son and his team. I get to do whatever I want during the middle of the day. It's kind of cool once you build your life to be a certain way on purpose, and you're able to kind of sit in it and enjoy it. And so I get a front row seat to to watching these boys develop. It's been really cool. But what else? Tapping in, there's some drama. I don't know who from CBN, anybody from the Clean Biz Network in the chat. Before I know how to approach this, I know most everybody also follows AJ Simmons and Tenacity and that whole crew over there. Shout out to those guys. I see y'all doing y'all thing. But inside of that, there's a little bit of drama that has been going on lately. There's been quite the debate between some of the advice given out, and I just think it might be interesting for you guys to maybe go and have a look at some of the interviews and live streams and things that particularly involve Peter Bolin and Marquell Russell. So I don't know if you guys have caught any of that debate, but I think it's interesting to watch. I always say, listen to everybody. Taking all the information that you can from everyone you can and learn from everyone. It's interesting to see what works for other people, and it's a good challenge to practice having context to what people are talking about and understanding where their business is and what they're doing and how they're applying this information that they're giving you, and the bits and pieces that you can take from it and the things you should and shouldn't listen to. So I think it sparks a good debate, and I think it's a good practice in that execution for you guys to go and check out that little bit of back and forth that's been happening on their posts recently. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose to spark something. I really don't know. But as a person who's in this on the YouTube or creator side, it's entertaining as shit. So maybe it'll be entertaining to somebody else. But I'm gonna get into the chat, man. If you guys have questions, get in the chat and let me know what those questions are. If you're having trouble in your cleaning business, you got questions about your cleaning business or questions about my cleaning business or what it is that I do, then yeah, get in the chat. Can't wait to talk to you guys. Let's get it popping. I see Donnie Brasco is in the chat. Welcome, man. My guy usually taps in at the very last minute and just misses the live, so I'm glad you're here, man. Glad you were able to make it. Thanks for being here. Shout out to you. Let's see who else we got. Ernest Thompson from Precise Janitorial and Floor Care Service checking in. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you as well, bro. I appreciate it, man. Love the love. I love the love. If y'all here, man, hit the like button. Hit the like button so we can get to make this live a little bit bigger. Let's see who we got. How many people we got on here? We got 11 people, 13 people, 2 likes. We got to change that, man. If you're here, hit that like button for your boy. And let's get this live out to the rest of the community. Y'all know YouTube loves the likes. The more likes it gets, the more it pushes things to other people who like this channel. So let's see who else is in the chat. Where did my screen go? Let's go. Assure Comfort Cleaning is in the building. I see y'all checking in from Florence, Alabama. Alabama in the building. I like it. I love it. Let's see. Donnie Brasco says, told new client they have to pay up front. Learn that from the best. That's what I'm talking about, my guy. I need my money. I need my money. Don't you like having your money? Isn't that so much better? Isn't it cool having your money? Now you get to actually run your business? Doesn't that just make so much more sense? Do you not have just a comfort in your heart now about that account, bringing on that new account? Don't you just know you're gonna service that account well, because there's nothing that's gonna come up that you're not gonna be able to handle? Because even if it costs money, you already got the money. to fix the problem. So, I love it, man. I love it. Congratulations. Make that a practice. Make that a practice. Get in the habit of that. Make sure you're tucking money away. As when things are good, make sure you guys are saving money. Uh, that's a big deal. Be tucking money away, especially when times are good. Especially when times are good is when you should probably be spending the least for times when times get hard. You know, the economy's change, things change. I got a bunch of like real estate clients on the media side who, you know, a few years ago they were balling out of the gym. Everyone was doing great. Everyone was doing incredible. They couldn't believe the amount of money that they were making. They're making money like they were printing it. And now that that market has kind of flipped over, everyone's like, I need to make more money. I need to make more money. I'm like, you got to realize when your market is in an abnormally high place or when your business is in an abnormally high place and whether or not that's sustainable. And you need to prepare for times that are, you know, obviously a lot more difficult or a lot more bearish. So lessons learned, lessons learned. Who else we got in the chat? See. Ernest Thompson says, is it necessary to have a proposal ready when you go do a walkthrough? Necessary? I'm not going to say necessary. I mean, it's definitely a good idea to have like a proposal template kind of planned out for how, you know, it should be systematized. You should have a system in place for how you do proposals so that it should be as fast as possible. You know, and all the information that you're getting from the walkthrough should pretty much help you to submit whatever the pre-proposal is or the proposal template already says. So you should definitely have some idea. But you don't have to have the proposal 100% ready with a price and everything on the day that you go and do a walkthrough. Most of my stuff in commercial, especially large commercial, there's long lead times. We're not like I'm not gonna get a contract to a 50,000 square foot facility and then start cleaning it the next day or sometimes even 7 days later, a week later. I'm not gonna be cleaning that facility a week later. It's not like that quick. It does, you know, usually there's, you know, somebody has to get approval. You know, a couple other people have to you know, schedule out whenever things are supposed to happen. Like it's a little bit slower of a process. So it's not abnormal for you to do the walkthrough of the facility, then, you know, submit your bid. That's either that same day, later that day, or even a day or, you know, 20. I try to get things done at 24 hours later, 48 hours at the absolute latest for turning in bids. But it doesn't have to be right there on the spot where you turn in a bid. It can be the next day or later on that day. But as long as you're not letting it go too long, you definitely want to get it in as soon as possible. But it's not necessary to have it ready before you actually go. No. Let's see. Appreciate the question, Ernest Thompson. I really appreciate the question. Thank you so much. Let's see. How do we say this? Atlanta, Vegas. Is that like a play on like the Drake, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas type thing? Shout out to you. Appreciate you being in the chat. Sorry for butchering your name. I'm not good at the YouTube name piecing together thing. It says, how long should I wait to follow up after doing a walkthrough and delivering a proposal before leaving the location? That's a really good question. I love it. I do talk a little bit about this in another video that I have on what to ask on a walkthrough. One of the main things that I say to get from a walkthrough is that ideal start date. If you get that ideal start date of when they're kind of expecting or when the best time would be for that transition to happen from the old cleaning company to you, or for you to just start, if you have that date, then you kind of can make a follow-up plan according to that date, because you have that deadline approaching of when the actual work should be getting started. You know, if you're approaching and you're like, hey, we should be getting started. Let's get the key released. Let's get this contract signed. Let's go over your checklist. Make sure we're not missing anything. You know, that type of stuff. So, but generally, we send a walkthrough, send a proposal in, and we're in communication in accordance with that timeline. So whether they say they have to, you know, if they can't give us an answer or a signature on that day, like obviously we send a proposal and we're back on the phone with them because we've planned it out that way. But if they have to talk to someone, if they have to get approval for someone, if they have to have an answer by a certain day, we'll allow them and give them time to do that. There's nothing you can do about this. bigger corporations and commercial buildings, there's more than one person involved in some of these decisions, and that's just the reality of it. Yes, there is typically a key decision maker, but that person isn't always available, and they delegate things for that reason, so that they can have more room to do what they need to do. So sometimes it takes a couple of days. Sometimes they have to get that approval. Sometimes they have to compare it with other bids and make a decision amongst a committee or what have you of other people. And then they'll double back, and they'll give you a time frame, or you ask for a time frame of when you can expect that call back or that decision, and then you follow up according to that time frame. So, yeah, have it systematized out. I mean, like obviously using something like a CRM where you're able to keep track of customers and keep track of the dates and on when follow-up calls should be, and continuously update that with the new dates and the new updates, whether it's reach out to them next year, or whether it's reach out to them next week, or and have all make sure your system has all that other previous data so that you can pull back on it, or if someone else needs to come and make that call, then they have all that data that they can brief themselves with and speak to the client about. Let's see. That was a dope question though. Go watch the other video. Go watch the video on what to ask during the walkthrough. That'll really help you. Getting that ideal start time is a key that helps with follow up. Really makes sales a lot easier. Let's see. Chris's Cleaning LLC says, "Do you clean car dealerships? What do you think are some good selling points to talk about? Any tips for this particular niche?" I haven't done a lot of car dealerships. I've done some in the past, but yeah, they really care. They just really care about shine, and so that's usually what my marketing. That if I were to try to target car dealerships, it would kind of be less about cleaning for health, more about keeping the showroom floor sparkly and clean. Now, keeping that glossy, shiny look. But yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of marketing to grab car dealerships. They generally don't have enough like floor space for me to make the man hours worth it. So, but it's a dope niche if you can get into it, and especially just starting off. If everyone has their niche of clients, if you have a way to get into those accounts, that's incredible. But yeah, I do ask questions during those walkthroughs. What are their pain points? You'll start to see a general theme of what their pain points are, and you can start to make selling points and create marketing around that. Ernest Thompson says, "True story, LOL. I wonder what he was talking about there." Chris's Cleaning LLC says, "I was thinking about learning Spanish too. It's probably a good idea." I don't know what the actual numbers are, but I know a while ago, it was like close to like 60-something% of all workers in the cleaning industry in America spoke Spanish. It was like a huge, I don't know what it is today. I really don't know what the number is today or what that looks like, but I mean, think about it. Who do you see cleaning? Who do you see in these roles? Even in hotels and things like these are generally, non-Native American, American people in these roles. So it's probably a good idea to learn some Spanish. So it worked. It works for me. It worked for me, and I don't know a whole lot of Spanish. I'm not even fluent. I have family. I think my dad's wife, my mom, my stepmom, her family, they're all from South America as well. They all speak Spanish, and I still can't have conversations with them. So, but I know enough to manage my employees and talk about this cleaning and getting things done, and talk about our systems and day-to-day business stuff. And that's all you really need to know. But it's a good idea to know some Spanish. It's a good idea. Oh, yeah, I was talking about finding Mexicans and such for work. That sounds terrible when you say it like that, Ernest. Do not say. I hate saying that. Actually, my employees were Colombian, so, but either way, finding Colombians and finding Mexicans, people, other people are doing this work. People are coming in from out of the country, generally Spanish-speaking countries, and they're the ones doing this work. So, yeah, it might be a good idea to learn Spanish. Yes, just saying, finding Mexicans is wild. Let's see. Press says, good luck at the game. Appreciate it, guys. We will do our best. Hopefully bring a state championship trophy back to the North End. I'm pumped for it, man. Like, this is my first year coaching I've been a basketball player. That's why I'm in Washington to begin with. But I was a basketball player my entire life. I never pushed basketball on my son. We did football, we did the other sports, and he just loves basketball naturally. So I jumped at the opportunity. He said he wanted me to coach his football team. I was assistant coach on his football team, assistant coach on his basketball team last year, and this year he said he wanted me to coach. And when I had the opportunity, I jumped at it. And I mean the team that year, I guess before was they were 2-14, so it wasn't like they were great or had a whole lot of chance to actually make it to state, and they made it their goal this year to make it to state. So it's really cool that they put the work in, and they won key games in order to make it happen. And I'm proud of them. And so we're going to go to this tournament across the state and enjoy the hotel stay and enjoy the big event space and the competition, and we're going to try to bring one back to the North End. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys. Brian Barretto with the super chat. Much love, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's people like you that keep the community going, keep the community alive, supporting the channel, man. I really appreciate it. So thank you, Brian. Brian says, what up, DJ? Where do you sources potential employees? Indeed, Facebook. Thank you for all you do for the community. So yes, everything. So I'm a big fan of being omnipresent in your marketing. So all of the things, Craigslist, Indeed, Facebook. I run ads on all those platforms. I do organic on all those platforms. Monster, all of the job boards. I have actual physical tear out papers that I put on the community colleges bulletin boards where people can go in and put things on the bulletin. I still do that. I'll go and put things there or flyers there. I do everything especially when we're heavily looking for work and we're really hiring or we're boosting marketing. I really double down on all of the different channels. It's more about, are you communicating the values of your company and attracting the right employees with what you're putting out than where you're doing your marketing for employees? That's the difference maker. That's really the difference maker. Is what are you saying in your job post to attract people? Are you leaning in on how much you're paying because you're paying the most, or are you leaning in on culture because you have great culture? Are you leaning in on some type of internal development or growth, career growth? What are the things that you're selling? What are the values that you're communicating? What's important to you in your company? What's important for you in your relationship with your employees? Are you doing a good job communicating that in the text or in the picture or in the videos that you're putting in front of them on these different platforms? But use all of the different platforms because they all work. It's all marketing. Just like how you're selling your service, you want to be everywhere. You should be everywhere. But yes, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. I really hope that helps. But yeah, the big ones, if you don't have that kind of time or those type of resources, then yeah, stick with the big ones. Indeed, what was the other one? Yeah, Indeed, Monster, Craigslist, Facebook. Stick to those, make those posts. Of course, your organic SEO, you should have a page on your website where people can go to your company's website and apply for jobs and apply for positions. But yeah, do it all. Do it all. I really like one thing that I really like is YouTube ads. I like YouTube ads for employees. You don't have to use a whole lot of money. You can target locally. If you keep things within one city, it's not extremely expensive. You realize there's not a whole lot of people that you have the option to even go after if you keep it in one city. But YouTube ads can go a long way as well, especially if you put some effort into the creative. But yeah, I like all of them. But I think Indeed I think has a free. I know we do a lot of Indeed paid stuff, but I'm pretty sure Indeed has a free posting option too. So yeah, but just pay more attention to what you're communicating than which platform you're putting it on, and try to be on as many platforms as possible so that you get a volume of employees and an influx of people and applicants and people with interest in working for your company. Let's see. Life of a Cleaner and More is in the building. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate it. Arkansas/Tennessee. I see y'all over there in the country. Hey, my little sister, who is the creator of the intro song, the Boss Babe song, my little sister, she actually went to school out in Tennessee at Fisk University. So, yeah, shout out to Tennessee. Dope place, dope place. Yeah, it's like Karen Denton says, Pittsburgh, PA, in the building. I've been out there once. I think it was for a national convention for National Society of Black Engineers back when I was in high school. I think our national convention was there. I don't remember what year. I think that might have been 2006. But yeah, I've been out to Pittsburgh once. Dope place. I had a good time. Chris's Cleanings is Long Island in the building. Shout out to Long Island. Love y'all, man. Love y'all, East Coast. CAS Cleaning checking in from CT, Connecticut. Was that Connecticut? All of the East Coast peoples in the building. This engagement zone. Chris Cleaning says, I'm starting to tell customers we will bill at 15th mid-month. I'm working my way up to billing at the beginning of the month. Hey, that works too. That works too. And you don't have to like switch everybody either. If you're already in contracts, you don't have to force everybody to switch. If you gain more clients and you bill the rest of them on the 15th, like it can be amazing. Having that mix and that different timing of income and influx of revenue into your business can be really helpful. Yes, it's a little bit more to manage as far as finances, but but having an influx of funds hit your account on the 1st and hit your account on the 15th, that's great. That's wonderful for your business. So it's not a bad thing, even if it's a little bit. Even if the majority of your customers end up being on the 15th, even having that little bit of money come in at a different time, it's usually helpful. It is a little bit more challenging to try to manage 100% of your funds at once. Yeah, like I guess it can be thought of as easier, but it just depends on the type of person you are. But it doesn't have to be that way. There's no wrong way to do this business. Like I said, try and see what works for you, whether it's billing on the 1st or on the 15th or whatever random specific day. Whatever works for you and your lifestyle, you can do that. That's really the entire point about the billing up front is you have to do what works for you. If you're not going to be able to pay employees if they don't pay you money, then you can't wait 30 days to get the money. It's just that simple. So, but if you can make it to the 15th, and you can offer that to your client, and you're willing to take that risk, then that's on you. If you can do that, then that's great. I am in no way saying that all the net terms are wrong. I'm just saying that for people who cannot afford net payments, you definitely should not take net payments. Because you do not have to, and most people just feel like they absolutely have to, and that is not the case. Let's see. Erica Ventura, welcome back to the chat. Appreciate you being here. Says, what's up, DJ? How can I go about paying taxes in my business? Thank you for everything you do. That is an excellent question, Erica Ventura. I appreciate you. Thank you for always being here and always showing love to the community, asking good questions. But I do have a video on taxes on the channel. You guys should go watch it. Main point in that video is that I do not do taxes. I'm not great at taxes. I didn't file taxes for the first 2 years of my business, and I ended up having to, once I brought on my bookkeeper and accountants, they had to go back and reconcile the previous 2 years and the current year that I was in because I just didn't because I don't know much about taxes. I know some stuff now, basically just in terms of like spending money and managing write-offs and business expenses and things like that and how that works and what I'm taxed on, I do understand. But as far as how to go about filing, I really couldn't tell you. I have a team of people that help me because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So they could literally take all my money. They could literally take all my money because I have no freaking clue. Like, so I have, I've hired people that I trust. So, and that's my answer to that. I don't claim to be a genius at every aspect of this business. I'm dangerous enough to just be okay. But when it comes to taxes, I am not him. That is not something that I know extremely well, or that I feel. It's not something that I know well enough to feel comfortable giving advice on. So I have a bookkeeper and 2 accountants. So I don't have to mess with it, thankfully. But all I do know is pay your taxes. Pay them. Avoid getting audited and pay your taxes. But yeah, you are looking for the right thing. I would always seek help. Speak to a tax attorney, speak to a CPA, someone who's actually qualified to give you advice on taxes. I'm definitely afraid of being incorrect in that arena. Trinidad Nigga says, "Oh yes, it's the Drake song." I figured. Okay. I figured. Let's see. Ernest Thompson in Florida. Shout out to Florida. Florida in the house. Where at? Tallahassee, Miami, Destin. Where? Gen X Facilities in the building. One of the community members that I value so much. Trying to get something really dope put together for you guys. I'm really appreciative. All the people who are even no longer channel members, I'm including you guys all in that list. I'm definitely doing something really good for you guys. I wanted to show. I wanted to actually show my appreciation for you guys every month supporting the channel financially, which is incredible to me. I can't even believe that actually even happens at all. But for you guys, I think there's like 6 or 7 of you guys. I'm super appreciative. So I'm definitely going to be doing something for you guys very soon. So thank you for being here. She says, yes, I made it. I'm glad you made it. Thank you for being here, man. Y'all gotta give it up for the channel members. The channel members pop up the channel and give me a reason to keep doing this stuff, man. So, shout out to y'all. The real ones. How did you set up your hiring process? What app did you use? I used a collection of apps. So one of them being DocuSign, so that people can actually sign the documents really quickly on their phone, go through things, and it can actually point out whatever I wanted to point out. My application, which is now Cleaning Boss, which will be out soon, which had checklists, communication back and forth with me, GPS logins and things like that. But yeah, I use a different, like a group of apps and technologies to make my entire process, and it's more a standard operating procedure, a step-by-step thing that somebody does. Does this, then they do this, they put this into this app. There's some, I think there used to be a Zapier that goes on, but yeah, there's our training program that's also involved. So once people apply, they automatically get an email that schedules their interview. After the interview, whether if they're hired, they automatically get an email to start their training. They do their video training. Once they do their video training, it shows them how to actually log into the app. Once they are logged into the app, they can see their schedule and when they should show up. So it's all dialed in. And so that's how I came up. That's what I came up with. And it just came about naturally, by needing these things to happen and needing these things to happen quicker. And I started putting pieces of technology where I could, and started putting people where I could. And yeah, after a while, it kind of just happens on its own. See, we got another super chat from Brian Barretto. Shout out to Brian, appreciate you, man. Says, where do you outsource VAs for cold calling, looking into setting up a team of cold callers targeting Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland area? Dope, you're all here. You're in my area. That's dope. Like Fiverr, just Google any remote work service, global remote work service, like global remote workers, and you'll just see a bunch of different apps and platforms that you can go to. There's you just search virtual assistants. Like I put most people like Fiverr, the Upworks and all the, those ones, like, they're all, any platform works. You just gotta, find places. I think everyone kind of, the very common one is the Philippines. So hiring out of the Philippines, I think it's yielded the best results for even bigger companies than mine. Like Peter Bolden swears by hiring out of the Philippines. I do also hire out of the Philippines. A lot of my workers still are out of the Philippines. So I would say it's probably one of the best places I look for, I guess, specifically cold calling and or like customer service and administrative tasks and stuff like that. So yeah. So try that out. Try the Philippines. But yeah, just Google all the different platforms for virtual assistants and outsourcing, global outsourcing. Robert Wallingford says, "What's up, boss man? I have 3 employees. What is the best method to track their time? I trust time, but you never know." The Cleaning Boss app, when it's done, I'm yelling at my developers every single day in order to get this app finished. I really wish I could drag them on here so that they get to take the heat for being late on this project instead of me, because I am not a developer. I am trying to manage this team, but we're not hitting deadlines. Of course, that's my fault. But this is my first time trying to build a tech company, and but yeah, I really wish I could just bring them on here so they could take the heat instead of me. But yeah, the app is almost done. We are almost there. We are right there. We're right there to be presented to the world for you guys to use, to be able to track time, see where employees are clocking in from, have them be able to see their checklists and view their times, see how much money they're making and whatnot. But Cleaning Boss app will be out soon. See, Nick made it to live. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Y'all hit the like button, man. Hit the like button for your boy. If you're in here, you gotta hit the like button. It's like a rule. See, all right, we good on the likes. I appreciate it. Let's get back to the chat. Let's see, Avondale, Arizona. AZ in the building. I gotta get to Arizona. I got a cousin out there who's living out there, and it seems like a nice warm place to be, because I'm sick of the cold. Eric Ventura says, "Thank you for being so vulnerable. I highly appreciate it. I will hire someone to help my business with my taxes." Yeah, that's definitely the best way to go. Licensed CPA. West Palm Beach in the house. Okay, that part of Florida. Okay. Fancy. Donnie Russ says, "Would you say that your cleaning proposal is key for you getting new clients, or old-fashioned cold calling, wondering where I should devote my energy?" I mean, you don't, without cold calling or asking for business or getting appointments or getting leads, you don't even have an option to present your proposal. The proposal is just what you use to hopefully close the deal. When you're cold calling, you're not trying to get a contract over the phone. That's a huge misconception. If you're going to be cold calling, the way to have an effective cold calling system and to judge its success is not on the amount of sales that you get. It's not on the amount of clients that you end up closing. It's the amount of appointments that you're set. You're really just trying to make an introduction. And if you take that pressure off of it, that you have to get every client that you're talking to on the phone, you'll be able to approach it with a lot better, because you're not trying to close the deal over the phone. You're just trying to make an appointment. You're just trying to introduce your business to this customer and see if it's a match. You're feeling each other out. It's not every person that you get on the phone doesn't need to turn into a client. You're just trying to see if it's a match, see if they're in the market. You're just trying to make an introduction, tell them your name, start to put your name out there, put your name in their head, so that if it ever does come up and then they hear your name again, that you're top of mind and you're familiar, and that'll help you close later on as you build brand. But yeah, you're just trying to make an appointment. That's it. You're just trying to get in the door and talk to somebody. You're not trying to actually close the deal at that point. So that'll help there with making those appointments. But then once you're in the appointment, the way you present your proposal, that does matter. The way you present your offer to them does actually matter. If you're the cheapest and you don't have a super fancy proposal, then yeah, that may work. And that they'll expect what they pay for. They'll get a cheap version of a proposal with a cheap price, and then that's what they'll expect. And they'll expect cheap service. But yeah, if you want to stand out and you actually want to close jobs at not the bare minimum price, or people who are just searching on price, and to be able to close bigger or more professional jobs where they're used to getting proposals as everything comes as a proposal or an RFP. That's the way those things are done. They actually look like something. They actually look like a presentation. So get used to might as well get used to doing it even with the smaller accounts. But yeah, you don't get to show your proposal if you never actually get a walkthrough, or you never actually get a lead. Let's see, I'm echoing like crazy. Hopefully I'll fix that. I tried to make an adjustment, so let me know if I'm still echoing or not. But yeah. Appreciate y'all for being here, man. This has been a dope one. If you guys have any questions at all, we're about to get off here in just a little bit, man. So let me know what you guys, what's going on in your business. What are you struggling with? What are you unclear of? Is there any more questions? Because I am hungry. I gotta get something to eat. I'm gonna hit this Shaq's restaurant next door. This Big Chicken. No more? All right, man. Well, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all for being here, man. This is the realest community in the cleaning industry. So, really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Keep that boss mentality.